On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what one. A blessed and wonderful Tuesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with some updates in the morning, yeah. Now, in regards to this firearm presently on your screen, a submachine gun that was taken from the backpack of a 7-year-old child in a school in St. Elizabeth. The St. Elizabeth police had launched an investigation into this particular finding, to wit the child's father was taken into police custody but has since been released. Now, information received by On The Spot News Media is that threats are being hurled and also being sent to the telephone of the teacher that made the discovery. So now we're going to hear from the Superintendent of Police in charge of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, that's Superintendent Coleridge Minto, as he weighs in on this latest spate of occurrences surrounding the find of that submachine firearm in the backpack of a 7-year-old child. Listen.
So the police have been investigating this matter since Thursday of last week. The father of the 7-year-old was taken into custody the same day, hours after the seizure of the weapon. The investigation at this time is advanced. I won't be able to speak to the specifics. However, we are now treating with the matter of threats being made against persons from the school. And so that has come to our attention over the last 2 days, and we are investigating the source of the threats. I want to appeal to persons in the area to refrain from interfering with any form of witness or any person connected to this investigation. The investigation, as I indicate, is advanced. The weapon was seized and has been sent to a forensic lab for testing. Further updates will be provided later. So any exposure of this nature to our children certainly cannot be good. And I join with the other state agencies, such as the CPFSA and the Office of the Children's Advocate, as they make the appeal not to expose our children to any form of moral danger, and for parents to search and to police their own children, to search their bags, and to ensure that guns, knives, or any form of weapons or contraband are not being brought into the school compound. The school is a place of teaching and learning, and we certainly want for all our students, our teachers and principals and staff to be safe in that environment. And therefore, this highlights the challenge and the problem that we face where our children are exposed to things like guns in our communities. So firstly, our CSS team, Community Safety and Security officers, have been deployed. We have been supporting the schools across the division since the opening of school. In fact, this was the first major incident that has occurred in any of our schools in the parish. Since this incident, we have been in that particular school. We have had at least one major meeting with the school administrators as well as persons from the Ministry of Education, and there are certain decisions that are being treated with from the school level. We continue to provide support in terms of security, in terms of having our school resource officers deployed, and we will continue that support in our schools across the parish. I also want to use this medium once again to appeal to persons in the parish that any information that they have pertaining to wanted men, pertaining to illegal weapons, or any crime that has happened in your community, to share the information. And there are many ways they can share. There's 119, there's Crime Stop at 311, or they can call the Black River Police Station and to pass on the information.
So in another update, back in April of this year, I carried a vlog where I made mention of a fatal knifing incident that took place outside the grounds of the Irwin High School in St. James, where this 15-year-old Raniel plumber was on the receiving end of a fatal knife wound to the chest. It was inflicted upon him by a 14-year-old schoolboy who was charged for that fatal knifing. Now this morning, On The Spot News Media is reporting to you that the family court on Monday, that's yesterday, dismissed the case against the 14-year-old Irwin High School student who was charged with the fatal knifing of his 15-year-old schoolmate. So we're going to now hear from Maurice McCurdy, who is said to be the 14-year-old accused student's attorney. He stated that the court upheld submissions where it was argued that the 14-year-old schoolboy was innocent of the crime. Now listen.
The Crown was unable to show that the killing was unlawful, that the accused is the person who caused the killing, that the accused had the intention to kill or cause grievous bodily harm. The entire case was deficient. And so, accused ought not to have been made to go to the Supreme Court to stand trial on this matter. And a prima facie case, having been failed to be made out by the prosecution, the rightful thing was done, which was to dismiss the charges against the accused master. I am mindful of the grieving family, and I do not stop thinking about them, and they all would have preferred not to have been belabored under these circumstances.
Now for those who do not remember the incident, it is said that Raniel Plummer, the 15-year-old deceased child, on the 18th of April of this year, was reportedly approached and attacked by a group of students after exiting the grounds of the St. James-based high school, that's the Irwin High School. Now, according to police reports, during the assault, Raniel Plummer was knifed up in the chest by the 14-year-old student and was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he lost his life whilst being treated. It is also alleged that the incident stemmed from an earlier altercation. It is also stated that the weapon that took the life of the 15-year-old belonged to the 15-year-old. Now, the mother of the 15-year-old is now saddened and definitely grieving. The mother stated, and I quote, "I wish I did not have children." She stated that the justice system had failed her miserably. The 15-year-old deceased boy's mother, identified as Staceyann Dunkley, stated that her faith in the justice system in Jamaica was shattered on Monday as the case against the accused schoolmate was dismissed. The mother of Raniel Dunkley also stated that, and I quote, "Them a tell pure lies on my son, and because he's not here to defend himself, makes it even worse." She also stated that, I quote, "I'm not swearing for my son because I wasn't there. I am not at school every day because I work. I will not say that my son wasn't in any gangs. I am not going to say that he didn't have a knife. I am not going to say all of that, but my son was knifed up in the chest and lost his life. Those were the words that the mother made mention of. Now, those words, in my view, says a lot. You can definitely decipher a lot from what the mother stated. But anyway, make we continue. Now, over there in the parish of Manchester, the Manchester police have finally laid charges against a criminal element for the fatal knockings and clappings of a man identified as Brian Samuels, a labourer of the Albion district in Manchester, that took place around 6:20 p.m. on Monday, August 12. Now, the police have laid charges against the criminal element identified as Andre Williams, said to be of a Hillside district address in Knockpatrick in the parish. Now, the police stated that he was charged on Saturday with the fatal knockings and clappings of Brian Samuels. He was also charged with possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and also using a firearm to commit a felony. Now, according to police reports, sometime around 6:20 p.m. on Monday, August 12th, Samuels was at home when he was pounced upon by Williams and another man who opened gunfire, hitting him several times all over the upper body and head. The police were alerted, and upon their arrival, Samuels was seen suffering from what appears to be multiple carnal wounds. He was, however, taken to the hospital in a bid to save his life, but he was pronounced you know what upon arrival. And following an investigation into the incident, the criminal element Williams was arrested. He was charged on Saturday, September 14th, after he underwent an interview session in the presence of his attorney. Williams' court date has not been finalized, and his accomplice is currently being sought by the police. So if you know the accomplice who accompanied Williams to fatally take out the man in his home, please alert the Manchester police and give them the necessary information so that his accomplice can also answer to the charges of knockings and clappings fatally. So, yeah, man. So now we are going to talk about another incident that took place at a business place in Papine in St. Andrew around 3 years or so ago, where this man, presently on your screen identified as Raniel Knight, lost his life as he was showered with a hail of bullets by his own father, Delton Knight. Now, it was all captured on video surveillance footage. The entire Jamaica saw everything that unfolded. Now, 3 years after the fatal knockings and clappings of Raniel Knight by his father, Delton Knight, the 67-year-old accused, Delton Knight, was offered bail in the Home Circuit Court last Wednesday during an emergency sitting following a bail application by his lawyer, Peter Champagny, King's Counsel, while the court was on its August term break. So the court was on break and an emergency sitting was called. Now, the businessman was previously denied bail due to the strength of the prosecution's case, which includes the video recording of the incident and statements from witnesses. So now the accused father is facing charges to take the life of his son. He was charged also with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition arising from the incident. So according to police reports, sometime around 9:45 a.m. on the 12th of April in 2021, the father Knight, who is a licensed firearm holder, had a dispute with his son at their place of business. During the dispute, Knight, the father, reportedly pulled his weapon and cornered up the son, Raniel, in the chest and left the scene. The injured man was rushed to the hospital where he later lost his life. Now, what was missing from that report? It stated clearly that he was granted bail on humanitarian grounds, but there was never a breakdown given as to the respect of the humanitarian grounds that the judge came off his little break to grant him. So we don't really know under what humanitarian grounds he got bail under. To me, that are some under the table chickini dealings are going right there. So judge no come off of them break for come grant nobody bail because humanitarian grounds him just feel sorry for the man that just so. Some like a under the table dealings go on right there. So I'm here telling you, people always point to political corruption, then point to police corruption more than any other corruption in the whole corruption scheme of corruption. Never pointing fingers at them under the table type of dealings, yeah. But boy, I tell you my peeps, something right here, so. We would really need to hear what is the humanitarian grounds that the 67-year-old father of Raniel Knight, what is the grounds, the humanitarian grounds he got bail under? But anyway, make we continue. Now over there in the St. Andrew South Police Division, the Hunts Bay Police is seeking to find this criminal element here presently on your screen, said to be from the Bellrock community in Cockburn Pen, or some may call it Cockburn Gardens. This criminal element here presently on your screen has since been identified as Blacks. Now Blacks is wanted because him burned down a whole heap of people house. So a Blacks go on with right now, even though a Blacks kinda look brown pan the picture, still we don't know why them call him Blacks, but I guess he was black, then him bleach and turn not so black. Yeah man. So what go on now is that Blacks and them girlfriend have a dispute. Blacks feel say she a give her the thing and him never feel so pleased about that. So Blacks decide say him a go burn down the woman house. But whilst him light fear house is a big yard with whole heap of board structure all both tonight. So him light fear house with the intention for just burn down fear house. But the light where him light fear house burn down 5 more people house. Yeah man, so right now the whole community vex. And if them ever catch Blacks, that would be the last of him. So Blacks, if you want to live out the rest of this year, I would advise you go turn yourself over to the police. Because if the residents of the community they ever hold you, you go come on the Spot News Media again. But this time in a body bag. Yeah man. So anyway, make we continue. So the new school term basically just start. We are in like our 3rd week of the new school term. Now a lot of parents have been experiencing robberies of their children, bullying of their children. We have also seen a video footage being circulated all over social media. A very disturbing video footage of a boy being bullied at his school. The video footage, at the beginning of the video, you can hear the voice of a male teacher asking what was happening. And the students could be heard saying, "Teacher, him forget him conk." The little boy tried to shake off the schoolmate but was repeatedly punched and kicked. He was initially rescued by a female student who was heard begging for him before he got the beating. She was the one who pulled away the bully and picked him up from off the floor. He had whole heap of bruises, whole heap of red substance a leak from him head side. Now, what I would want, and now I'm speaking to the relevant authorities, to identify the school, as I'm not sure which school is this presently on your screen. Identify the schools and the students, and also, most importantly, the male teacher who was heard that the boy was to get in conk and did not do anything at all about it. A really, really disturbing video, my peeps. Look at the boy, how frightened and scared he look. Now, if him parents go take up things in a for them own, and you hear say a big adult a deal with another little boy a certain type of way, you go hear the entire society lash out on that parent and say, boy, how them fi deal with a little pitney so? But that little pitney there deal with feed them little pitney really bad. Now authorities, do the do, please. Now another incident took place at a prominent high school in the General Mona Papine area. We are talking about the Jamaica College, where a schoolboy was robbed by other schoolboys. His money was taken, his backpack was taken, his phone was taken. In fact, they gave him back the SIM card to his phone. His wallet was also taken, and they gave him back $50 to take a bus to go home. Now his aunt have a message for you, the perpetrators of the crime, and also for the parents out there in general, to start policing your children. Because if they continue to do this, them are gonna mess with the wrong set of people, and them are gonna find themselves laying lifeless on a block of ice. Yeah, man. So in a way, listen.
So I'm making this video to let other parents aware of what is happening when we send our kids to school. So my nephew, he's 13 years old. He left school yesterday. He attends JC. He was standing at the bus stop waiting for something to go home. He lives in Portmore. So he was standing there and a group of students approached him, or I'm not even gonna say approach, they gang him, took his playground backpack, took his earpod, took the chip from his phone, gave him back the SIM card, took his phone and went into his wallet, took all his money and gave him back $50 to go home. Now tell me as a hunter now, what them expect for think? Because when I leave him on the roadside with $50 for go home, it's a good thing that a police jeep was coming down the road a little while after. He stopped the police and they took him to the police station, and that's how we got the news of what happened. So imagine him mommy sit down and wait for him at home for come, only if we get a call say him there police station and they must come pick him up. What I think about it, this could have ended up worse, because if he had fought back, them probably would have stabbed him, because he said that they had pepper spray. But them get the idea say it's okay to just rob other kids of their stuff. This is a simple idea, I'm not gonna say most of the parents them not aware of what them pitney do, because sometimes your behavior are because of what them see when I do at home. But some parents are really not aware of what is happening. So when I go so now and rob this little boy. Remember I said school just start, 2 to 3 weeks in the school term? And the start already? What gonna happen to him? Tell me. Because there are only two places that can end up. It's either prison or somebody that gonna kill him. And the fact for son rob, when I pick on the innocent one wanna feel like now gonna fight back. Best believe they might can't fight back, but they have people that will fight back. Cause what if when you pick on somebody way have some, God forbid, some bad man, uncle or father, or decides to watch her, them not gonna take this. What if they have some police where decides to watch her? We gonna go for them, or we gonna let them off for good. What gonna happen to you? And parents who need for talk to and pitney them. I know someone in the case, someone just send them to school for get them out of the house. But come on. How can students be robbing students? We don't go without pepper spray. We don't have knife. We don't could have stab him up. What if him did one of them rebellious one day would decide to watch him make a fight back? Probably would have get a different news. I wanna take everything from him. Now I wanna leave him traumatized. Cause him not want to go back to school. Cause him fear when I might come back for him. In fear it might happen again. So what gonna happen to him? It's gonna affect him schoolwork. Someone need to understand that some parents them not have no sense when they come to them pitney. And when they come to me and mine, I not have much. But unlike him mother, she got take NTED to feed. She got definitely take NTED to feed. And best believe me, say, I gotta just leave it. I don't need to stop it. And I gotta just leave this as it is. I'ma hope it reach who it's supposed to reach. Because I know everybody on the mama on TikTok. I'ma pray the right set of people that move see this, see it. Because when you leave a little boy traumatized, I know we have to deal with that. While you probably look for the next victim for do what I'm supposed to do. But I hope I meet the one who I really need for meet. And parents, talk to no pitney. Someone really need for talk to no pitney. Because it not gonna end well for some of them, best believe.